So, it's not been a year since Disney Plus made a big change to the server, adding a new brand tab that would contain adult content within Disney's library of studios outside of the five main brands, such as FX Freeform, Hulu, EBC Signature, 20th Century Television, 20th Century Television Animation, 20th Century Studios, Searchlight Pictures, Touchstone Pictures, and Hollywood Pictures. That sure is a lot of pictures. That brand would be Star, and since then, a lot has happened. Not only because of the amount of content that has been added, but how it stood out for Disney Plus and everywhere else in the world, but in the US, and how it has affected the Fox networks and other cable networks since then. But let's go back to the beginning first. So, how did the Star brand start off? Back in 1991, it was a Hong Kong based satellite broadcaster which operated under the name of an anagram of Satellite Television Asian Region until 1993 when News Corporation bought the studio. It was mainly used to distribute programs internationally via service target viewing of Indian descent, but later, after the Disney Fox merger, it would soon be used for something a lot bigger as a result. Starting in August of 2020, the Disney CEO, Bob Chapek, would announce that there would be an international general entertainment service under the Star brand name in 2021. That would be a change from Disney's original plans of bringing Hulu into international regions. More likely because despite owning 66% of the server, Comcast still has a 33% share until 2024, which they're not going to give to Disney so easily or quickly. Though Bob would argue Hulu lacks the recognition outside the US, maybe except for Japan. Disney would officially announce the Star brand within their Investor Day event in 2020 and would launch in several regions such as Europe, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and Singapore on February 23, 2021. I made a video about this shortly afterwards as not many people were talking about it, despite how it was a big thing for Disney to add. It's shown some of the shows and movies from Fox, such as Family Guy, War of the Planet of the Apes, Kingsman, American Horror Story, and much more. It would also allow some changes on the brand tabs too. Now it can add Deadpool, Logan, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. onto the Marvel tab, while giving some shows such as The Simpsons or Once Upon a Time a new tab to go into. As well, two new original series and movies exclusive to Disney Plus because of Star, such as Solar Opposites, Love Victor, and Big Sky. Now, some regions did have more content than others at launch, due to distributions with other studios like Warner Brothers, Sony, Paramount, Universal, and more, or pre-existing deals with TV networks or other streaming services like with Netflix or Amazon Prime Video. But Disney would make sure it will add a lot more movies and shows every week no matter what. With the amount of content that was been added onto Disney Plus because of Star, Disney did announce a price increase. However, unlike the movies Disney would release with the Premiere Access features, which was like $30 for one movie, which was going to be for free in 3 months anyways, the price-wise was acceptable with the amount of content that was going to be added, since Star wasn't going to be an add-on and wouldn't be ignored within Disney Plus. Disney, however, did some deals for a few people before Star launched, however. For new subscribers, if they paid for the server before Star came, they would only have to pay the current price. For the old subscribers, if the payment was before August 23rd, they would have to pay for the old price for either the few months they had or a year until that August date. Now, let's talk about how Star has evolved within the year and how it's affected Disney and other aspects from the studio. During January and February, we would get some looks into the content that would launch with Star depending on the region, either with some small trailers or images. When it was close to Star's launch, they would theme a day off one of the shows that was coming, such as The X-Files, Lost, Desperate Housewives, and 24, as well as promoting movies such as Die Hard, Deadpool, The Shape of Water, and much, much more, and finally show off the original series such as Love Victor, Solar Opposites, Big Sky, and Hellstorm. When Star did launch and Disney added more shows and movies, they used to have the Star logo with the Disney Plus ones in terms of the marketing, especially to the original shows at the time like MODOK, Rebel, American Horror Stories, Dollface, and more. Disney even did some videos that showed off what was coming every month and used to act like Star was a separate from the other brands from Disney. However, soon in September, they began to phase out the Star brand in the marketing. Shows such as Dope Sick, Only Murders in the Building, and Queens would be marketed without the Star icon at the side of the posters or that. And with some movies, like Books of Blood, Vacation Friends, and The Summer of Soul, was just marketed as an original movie when in Disney Plus. This was more likely done to not confuse users, since the US has Hulu and Latin America has Star Plus. People thought this was another streaming service Disney had, so they treated it like Star was just a part of Disney Plus instead of marketing it like it was something else. Hell, just recently, Disney's starting a new marketing strategy with this stories you expect plus stories you wouldn't, with the family-friendly side of Disney, with Toy Story 4, The Book of Boba Fett, and The Simpsons, with the adult content from Star, with The Kingsmen, The Kardashians, and The Walking Dead. And as of late, they've been adding age ratings onto the Star shows in the ads to make sure only those profiles with the right age ratings can see them, such as the 16 plus and the 18 plus. More likely so Disney can keep the overreactive parents happy. Or not. Who knows? At least Disney is trying its best to have it both ways. Just like how Disney Plus has affected the Disney channels and the other networks like the XD and Junior Network, Star has also did some major changes on how the Fox Network and National Geographic networks ran on TV. Now, Disney has the main control over National Geographic with their TV work worldwide. 20th Century Fox, on the other hand, is much different. When the merger was in the works, the US Fox network wasn't going to be a part of the assets Disney would buy, mainly because of Disney owning ABC, and antitrust laws prevented them from owning two major US networks. However, Disney did buy the TV production companies and do own the Fox Network Group, which mainly controls the international Fox networks. So when Star launched, it probably wasn't going to be surprising to hear that they would close a few Fox networks down, and even some National Geographic ones. Places like the UK and Ireland would have it close on the 2nd of July of 2021 as a result of Star. This would mean a lot of the Fox shows that aired on the Fox network would move to Disney Plus from now on, such as Family Guy, American Dad, American Horror Story, and any upcoming Fox show as a Disney Plus originals. With the news as well, Disney announced that The Walking Dead would be on Disney Plus. While the show is owned by AMC in the US, Fox owns the syndication rights. So the show was able to be on the UK and Ireland Fox network for 10 years, and soon the 11th and final season would premiere on Disney Plus a day after AMC airs it in the US. Of course, with streaming services becoming to be more effective and usable by audiences nowadays than TV airings, Disney, of course, was going to pull some networks off the air. Not to say all of the Fox shows won't air on TV anymore, it just depends on the region. UK and Ireland, for example, still has The Simpsons airing on TV first, thanks to the Sky Network owning the air rights since 1990. So Disney can't move the show to stream its newest episodes weekly until Sky allows them to stream the finished season after the newest one comes from Fox in the US. However, Canada has the show streaming weekly on Disney Plus, thanks to City TV losing the rights to the Fox current TV work, making it the first region to have The Simpsons airing on Disney Plus every week. So while some regions do have their own deals made with Fox's shows, such as with Netflix and Amazon Prime, that makes Disney Plus have some missing content until the deals eventually end. But overall, Star has done a lot for Disney Plus. However, it does show a flaw within the US region, and not just a small one. Disney Plus has been around for 2 years, and while it has done fairly well with subscribers in giving Disney a new option to put their content onto, it does have a flaw within it, that being the lack of adult content. Netflix really took the advantage of having content for adults and kids. Even Warner Bros.' HBO Max and Viacom's Paramount Plus has a good mix of the two styles of content within a streaming service. Disney Plus, on the other hand, relied on the family market. I know it shouldn't be a shock that a streaming service made by Disney, where their brands heavily promoted, would be for families and kids in particular, but I personally think being marketed towards one or two select demographics of audiences, then all of them is where Disney Plus suffered after the hype died down. It's because of that in the US, Disney put anything from the preschooler to the teenage rated shows onto Disney Plus, and anything else that past that goes to Hulu. The most mature you can get on Disney Plus in the US is mainly Marvel, Star Wars, The Simpsons, and select Disney movies and shows that was rated PG-13. It may stay with the brand of Disney's family-friendly image. It does mean Disney Plus could not be interesting to anyone else who's an adult unless you're a Star Wars or Marvel fan. Or an extreme Disney fan, who knows. Now, as I mentioned in the other Disney Plus videos, this is all apart because of Comcast, as they still own 33% of Hulu until 2024, where they can either sell the remaining amount of the server to Disney, or Disney can buy the remaining percentage of it from Comcast. When the time comes, Disney could have the chance of merge Disney Plus and Hulu together to make one bigger Disney Plus in the US. This could be really important to do, as Disney Plus in the US could really use some adult content, as Disney stocks have been falling as a result. In fact, as I was writing on the script for this video, Disney announced a few shows and films would be released on Disney Plus that was different from the other content released. One of these is Free Guy, a PG-13 film from 20th Century Fox that came out in August of 2021 and did fairly well in the box office. While the film did get released on Disney Plus in a lot of places, most of Fox's films would go to Hulu. Free Guy, however, is going to go to Disney Plus in the US, as well going to HBO Max for a limited time in 2022, thanks to a deal Disney and Warner Bros. Made about Fox's current year of movies. Just recently, Disney announced a bunch of shows and movies are coming over to the US as a part of Black History Month. This includes Soul of a Nation Presents Screen Creams Rising, 30 for 30's Dalen's Double Play, Summer of Soul, or When the Revolution Could Not Be Televised, 12 episodes of the Wonder Years revival, and Trikala, Last American Slave Ship, Some of these have been rated by 9 or 12 plus, but most of these are on Hulu or ESPN in the US, and are moved to Disney Plus to bring in the mature content onto it. As well, the period drama Korean show Snowdrop will be on Disney Plus in the US as well. This marks the first time a Star original show and movies are put onto Disney Plus in the US. This seems like for now, they're adding as much content as they can that is slightly mature to get the more attention while still playing it safe. And again, as I was just recording for this video, Disney did announce that a lot of the Marvel shows that was on Netflix, such as Daredevil, Jessica Jones, The Punisher, and much, much more, will be removed from Netflix globally. Now, I don't know if these shows will be going to Hulu, but some of them I could possibly see going to Disney Plus to get a bit of an increase of attention in the US. But again, who knows? You might find out in my Disney Plus video in March. Who knows? And if anything, Stardust shows that Disney is well capable of adding adult content onto Disney Plus with the right measurements taken to be safe for the families while still giving adults a reason to use and pay for Disney Plus than just for the kids. It's just the US may have to take some other methods to get that while still waiting for Comcast to either eventually give them the rest of Hulu to merge together. So for now, let's just flex at the US. But hey, at least Disney Plus and Hulu has given the chance to grow and be successful in the US. Latin America, however, hasn't been as fortunate. On their Investor Day video, Disney would also announce a Latin America service called Star Plus. Basically, it was a Latin American's version of Hulu. Not just for the fact it was a separate streaming service Disney made for the adult brands, but it would also use live airings of sports within those regions. The server was planned to be released on June of 2021, 4 months after Star launched in a lot of regions. However, in April of 2021, Disney would end up getting sued by Lionsgate over Star Plus, in a trademark dispute. Lionsgate's Star Play service was out by then, and they feared that with Star Plus coming, it could cause confusion within audiences. Because of this, Disney would delay Star Plus's launch to August. From then, Disney and Lionsgate would end up having this weird balancing war act going on. One case, Disney would win and would allow them to use the Star Plus brand. Another case later, Lionsgate would win a case about the dispute for Brazil in July. It was kind of a mess. Eventually in August, Disney and Lionsgate would settle the case. Lionsgate allowed Disney to use the Star Plus brand, and Disney would be able to release it on August 21st as planned, finally ending the lawsuit between the two studios and the streaming services. And yet that was still not the end of the legal issues Disney would face over Star Plus. The Argentinian government deemed that Disney now has a sports broadcasting monopoly and would have to make some changes to comply, both on broadcast television and on the streaming services. Disney currently has a year to sell some of its sports assets in the country and can have only 4 sports channels, although they can apply for an extra 6 months to decide. So yeah, Star Plus has been through a lot, huh? And that is still not the end of it, though it's not as big as the last 2 points I made. So, from what I have seen of Star Plus, it's just filled with shows and movies from Fox, ABC, Hulu, and more. The only difference this has over Star on Disney Plus is the live sports programs for now, and also having some third-party shows and movies on the server, such as Universal's work with Duncanville in the Chucky series, as well as Lionsgate's with the Hunger Games franchise. So, yeah, it's kind of this weird thing where now we can host several content that's not from Disney or Fox on here. And also having one of the shows that's on Disney Plus in a lot of regions, and kind of one of its bigger hitters for the server. Star Plus has all the seasons of The Simpsons, and given how popular The Simpsons is in Latin America, it even makes its Disney Plus lag in comparison as a result. Again, I don't have Star Plus here, so it's hard for me to tell how it functions, but you can see that Star Plus is just not a good idea. Even Latin America users are mad that everywhere else in the world has Star on Disney Plus as it is, while they have to pay for two streaming services. At least they can share the same pain with the US. So with that, I think I made enough points on how Star has changed within a year, and how Disney has used it within the world, for better and for worse. From my point of view, Star has been a great addition to Disney Plus, and how the company has used its mature brands, and I'm hopeful to see this around the rest of the world with its own differences. And hopefully this will be the last time I'll talk about Star in a big video. But probably not. Hey there, I just want to say thank you for watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. This is a bit new for me, I'm still getting used to the new microphone and such, but regardless, what do you think about Star on Disney Plus? Do you have it personally in your region? Are you a person that has to pay for Hulu or Star Plus instead? Would you like to see Star on Disney Plus on your region and seeing these shows like Family Guy or The Walking Dead in your region? Don't let me know in the comments below. And just like the video, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I hope you have all a good day. See you guys later.